Well,
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. Welcome to Finding Monster Right, the show about finding monsters, correct?
that is correct. I'm Adam.
I'm, of course, your host, Allie.
Okay,
Each Pokemon to Lumberwoods with some desert and mountain beasts.
So that is what we're doing this episode. We're traveling across the Lumberwoods. Once again, Battle Frontier, mapping out a Pokemon region, 1910. Mm-hmm. You were using the source book, written in 1910, a fantasy field guide, which goes through all different Lumberwoods creatures, all these made-up animals and stuff, and we're trying to map them onto a Pokemon region, fill out their roles and stuff like that. Let's get right...
I know it's our destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my co-host, so let's do this episode. Alright, so this was the... Look, the last episode was not funny, so I decided to be annoying instead. Information and funnies. That's what we do here in the second half of Finding Monster Right. We're only doing 100 episodes, I just decided.
We're going to work the balance of the Hugh gag. The Hugh gag is a very common photo of this book. Mm-hmm. It's a large herbivore mammal, Northwoods, having jointless legs that prevent it from lying down.
It's got a big lip. It's just... a lot of these animals just fall under the category of some dumbass.
Yeah, it's some dumbass, scary, sad, like, moose with, like, an underwater head.
You know what? Sounds like Hodag. I think it evolves from a Hodag.
Evolves from a Hodag.
That's the role. It's one of those ones where the evolution is much less cool.
Yeah. It just becomes, like, It goes from bug to, like, normal. Like
no, it's not even bug. It completely changes typing. And people are like, why does this evolve into this?
What type is it? Normal?
It's got a long lip preventing it from grazing. I guess normal. Yes.
Yeah. You evolve into a normal dumb thing.
I want to love you. Normal dumb thing.
Great.
Him and Palm, hog bear.
It's a hog bear. Absolute majestic creature. I'm going to show you the photo first and tell me what you think of him.
Oh, wow. That's a bear.
It's a bear.
Does it eat hogs?
I think it's got a hog face.
It's eating hogs, I believe.
A bear with voracious appetite for pork. You got it. Mm-hmm. At times, taking whole chunks of them while they squeal in pain. Oh no, they're still alive. Eugene S. Bruce of the Forest Service captured one and took it to the National Zoo in Washington, D.C.
And he slashes at you with this. A 3-inch claw on all 5 fingers. He slashes you here, or maybe here, across the tenderloins. The point is, you are alive when it starts to eat you, so try and show a little respect, okay?
Okay.
Why is that my pig noise? Adam, what does pigs sound like?
They like kind of snort and oink.
It sounds like Wario, right?
Yeah, they're little Warios that run around.
Right, it sounds like Wario
Pink
is how
Warios.
pig sounds. Okay.
Yeah, he's a bear. He's like an Ursaring, you know?
Normal type pigs for no goddamn reason.
Eats pigs.
It's pigs. Wait, that's not a roll.
No. Its role is like it's a, final evolution.
It's a first evolution. It's like, if there's a bear later in this list that has any traits that are interesting...
It used to be this one.
It used to be this one, yeah.
All right, got it.
Okay, here's one that I think should be our Mew clone, our legendary.
The Jackalope.
The Jackalope, just because it is such a big name.
Absolutely.
So the Jackalope is a rabbit with the antlers of a horn or deer. Sometimes they talk.
Oh, they talk?
Sometimes they talk.
That's a legendary if I ever knew one.
That's a Mew legendary, or mythical Pokemon.
What would its typing be? It's a little rabbit with horns, you know?
I think maybe rock. It jumps around from rock to rock, you know?
Rock fairy?
Maybe pure fairy.
Pure fairy. Okay.
Yes.
All right, great.
All right, cool.
Jersey Devil. Another monster that could take an whole episode.
This is a legendary.
You think so? Oh, yeah. Never mind. I take back whatever I was going to say. It's absolutely a legendary creature. Oh, God. It's like a goat head, giraffe neck, bats
I think this
of wings.
is dark flying. Because it does fly, and it is definitely dark. Like, we have to go into a whole episode about this, so I kind of want to skip this for now.
I'll just say Dark Flying Legendary.
Dark Flying Legendary. This might be like a box Legendary.
Yeah, the one that you catch it, then you don't use it at all.
No. I mean, like, this goes on the box of the game.
Oh, he's on the cover of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
This is our Ho-Oh or Lugia. Or Lo-Oh or Hugia, as I've almost said.
Something a little lamer, the Joint Snake.
Okay, well, it's just a bendy snake that splits apart sometimes. Occasionally serves as a symbol for America.
Reassemble itself after being cut to pieces. Is this
Boy, I wish America could do that, am I right? Hey-ho.
Is this an evolution of the Hoop Snake? Maybe. After being all together, its evolution is all parts.
Or maybe this is one of those ones that's just, like, very similar to the Hoop Snake. Like, there's just, like, a couple different Pokemon that are all, like, snakes, kind of.
Illusium and Volbeat.
Yeah.
They're, like, kind of neighboring Pokemon.
Illumise.
Illumise? Oh, yeah. I guess I played it before I heard it.
I always called it Kyogre instead of Kyogre.
And I called him Groudon or whatever first.
Yeah.
Is this also a poison like the other snake, or do we make it like a ground?
Ground. You know what? It's ground. It is the ground that we walk upon. It is the peoples of this land growing apart but coming back together in times of great need, or maybe just never. Okay, so this is the animal depicted in that Join or Die cartoon by Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Like all the different segments have labels of all the different states on them, and it's joined together in revolution, or we will all die. Man, America's in a bad place. That's why we need this, to fix America.
This'll do it. Once we classify these creatures from the Lumberwoods.
Everything's gonna pick up. People are gonna start getting the vaccine. We're gonna start approving it for 12 to 18-year-olds, get those numbers up, reach herd immunity. We're gonna do it, folks, and we're gonna do it with beasts.
Some Pokemon aren't always beast-shaped. Sometimes they're human-shaped.
They are.
This next one is the Leprechaun.
A North American genus of the Irish leprechaun, renowned for terrorizing woodsmen in the vicinity of the Great Lakes. Oh, why did I do that?
This is
one of those, like, Mr. Mime, like,
Yes.
too human, very creepy.
too human, very creepy.
That's the role.
Like a grass fairy type?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, like clovers. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. You know, did I ever tell you about the time I killed the luck demon?
I did not hear this story.
So, in 2011, November 11th, at 11:11 a.m.,
Oh, I have heard the story.
I wished for the luck demon to die. And I wished for the luck demon that everyone was wishing on to die. And I went to a Catholic school, and I was in high school at this time. So it occurs to me that a lot of them might have been praying to God. I may have killed God accidentally in high school.
I like how your wish has the power to kill all the other wishes.
Yeah, well, no one else thought of it. Reality can be as I make it, you know?
Luferlong. This is another one of those weird ones.
They should have gone for the head, is all I'm saying.
Luferlong. Oh, God, no.
A dangerous fellow to meet up with, very likely to attack without any provocation. Bites but once a year, but the bite is sure death.
What? How do you do that in Pokemon?
How do you do this?
A dark blue stripe down its spine, a bushy, swivel-jointed tail in the middle of its back.
That's not a tail, okay. This appendage is most useful in keeping off the flies, and all four legs triple-jointed. Oh my god, these legs make it possible for the Luferlung to run equally fast in all directions. In case of an attack, the victim should suddenly hold a large mirror up beside himself. The double image will so confuse the beast that he will rush off in disgust. The biting season usually occurs on July 12th. Mark your fucking calendars, gang. Jesus.
And it looks like a naughty donkey. It looks like if Eddie Murphy donkey was created by someone that just that was blind.
It looks like if Eddie Murphy donkey were voiced by current day Eddie Murphy. An orange-colored handkerchief conspicuously displayed will invariably afford full protection. Green clothing of any shade should be seriously avoided at this season, as it is sure to arouse the animal further. Hates orange, loves green. What the fuck is this?
The dark?
I don't...
Ghost?
I hate it. It's
a terrible thing, whatever it is.
I think it's a fairy. Yeah, it's like a fairy, but it's like a
dark fairy?
Dark fairy. Because it's got like that very mythical energy.
Yeah.
Do we want to make this a legendary just because it is so fucking fearsome?
Maybe not legendary, but like a one-off. Like a spirit tomb type thing.
Okay, yes.
And yeah, you find it in some... on like one day of the year.
Yeah, on your Nintendo DS clock. You can set it to July 12th. To trick the game into letting you get it.
But, however, if you do that, the game will know, and the Lufferlang will speak to you.
And it will kill you in real life.
Yeah, next is the Roperite.
Roperite.
A flightless bird of Sierra Nevada.
It ropes its prey with a lasso-like beak.
Yeah, it's got a lasso beak.
Meep meep.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of meeping.
Kind of a weirdo.
Doesn't have to fly.
Nope.
So that's good. It's got a lasso. What kind of typing does that make it?
In the foothills of the Sierras, where the digger pine grows.
Its leathery skin is impervious to thorns, and its flipper-like legs uninjured by sharp rocks. It's like a bird out of water, kinda, ain't it? According to Indians, the Rooperites are the spirits of early Spanish ranchers, and blood-curdling are the tales they tell of the hapless creatures pursued by the beasts, snared with marvelous rope-like beaks, and dragged to the death through thorny chaparral. I'm thinking this might be like a vine situation.
Yeah, thorny chaparral. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't care about the grassy, thorny terrain around it.
Is rock bad against grass?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's say grass. Just grass? Or
just grass.
Or ghost, because it is also the ghost of Spanish ranchers. You know what? Maybe this is just a spooky region. It's a lot of ghosts.
This is a ghost storybook.
This is just in the desert. This is related to something. This is like an awkward middle evolution. That's what it is.
Okay. Rumtifusel.
Rumtifusel. Go.
It's a horrible thing.
What does it?
It's a foot. It's like a hairy foot.
In luring a victim within its reach, this animal employs one of the oldest strategic devices known, that of playing on the cupidity of its prey. Being a rather slow-gaited beast, it has to resort to some form of low cunning. The rumtifusel is large, strong, and ferocious. The pelt is fine, long, and thick, with a rich color like a mink. The body is oddly flattened, somewhat the way old Hank McGinnis looked after he'd rolled off the porch roof following the annual fireman's dinner. Okay, so very
very specific.
Very Pennsylvania, also, specifically.
Sort of spread himself out flat when we just slit him to drape himself closely over a stump. Naturally, the passerbys come and have a closer look. With lightning-fast flick of its blanket-like body, he completely envelops his victim. So he basically, like, cuttlefishes them.
Yeah.
He's a cuttlefish of the forest.
Some of these high ginger scientists will tell you that those little balls of fur you often see behind an old stump were spit up by owls. Don't you go and swallow that yarn. These balls are all that's left of the clothes worn by some greenhorn who ventured too near.
What kind of weird type is this? Like a dark ground?
It can't all be dark.
Ground. Just another ground weird gimmick Pokemon, you know?
All of these are weird gimmick animals.
That's a good point. These are all falling into one of a few categories, you know?
Yeah.
Santa.
Oh, well, he delivers Christmas presents.
It's a marauding varmint.
The marauding varmint reported below the Mason and Dixon line. We just call it the Mason-Dixon line here in the future.
A frequent predator on livestock. Body long, covered with reddish long hair. His head is large, round, and bald. Tail almost as long as body. 8 hard knots in it. Looks like a string of beads.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting animal.
Its tail's a flail that it swings to knock out cows or hogs with one slap. This isn't the first tail weapon creature we've seen.
Fighting type.
Yeah, it is a fighting type, isn't it?
Pure fighting.
And it's definitely in the fighting gym.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, he knocks people out. You find him like on the mountaintops training. These next 3 are all related. It's the Side Hill Gouger.
Coming up next, it's Side Hill Gouger.
It's an animal-legged for hillsides having legs on one side taller than the other. So it's one of those uneven animals.
Oh, you know what? This is an evolution of the Central American whirly one.
The wind tosser?
The wind tosser, yeah.
Yeah, it evolves from the wind tosser.
So it climbs hills.
Rock ground climbs hills. There's 2 subspecies.
Right.
One's found in Oregon, one's found in West Virginia.
Right, what is the difference?
The subspecies found in West Virginia, constant brushing of the nigh side against the steep slope has worn its fur entirely away, leaving the hide so beautifully tanned and polished that it fetches an unbelievably high price for alligator suitcase stock. Maybe it's a version that's kind of... That alligator one makes me think it's treated in a way. It's like, it's slick, it's sleek, it's maybe water dwelling.
Maybe rock and water. Yeah, you know what? Like wet rocks. Like how pretty wet rocks look is what this animal's about.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty wet rock Pokemon.
Yeah.
And the other version, the Oregon variant, is a far larger, more powerful animal than either of the foregoing species. It has now been domesticated to farm work. The larger, more powerful type makes me think maybe it's like a rock fighting, this one.
I like that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's taken that way. And there's a rock gym that shows off. It's like a pair of twins, maybe. That's my thought process.
Maybe ground fighting.
Ground fighting? Oh, it split the rock ground.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Which, it's weird that those are different anyway.
Yeah, Pokemon's a silly game.
Pokemon's a silly game for babies, is what
Yeah.
we've decided. I think we have enough of these for enough gyms.
Yeah, I think we've got... It's tough because we only have a list of like 50 or so. Pokemon regions, like up to 150, 100 new Pokemon. There's a lot of like repeat ones.
Some of these are like evolutions that don't go anywhere.
Yeah, they are. We're only parts of the puzzle. This one's called a Silvercat.
Silvercat. Aw.
He's hanging upside down.
Okay, does that remind us of anything? Oh, wait, it reminds me of the ball-tailed cat.
Yeah, it's got a big ball tail again.
A northern pine woods dweller, harmless on the ground but dangerous when up in a tree. That's just like me, am I right? What?
Sometimes reaches 300 pounds.
Oh, shit, fuck. Its ears are tasseled and its eyes red with horizontal slits. A mature silver cat carries a tail 11 feet long with a hard ball on the end. Half of this ball is polished smooth, half is studded with a burr-like barbed growth. Crouched on a limb overhanging the trail, the cat pats the passerby on the head with the polished side of the ball, and then slaps the bird side into the senseless victim.
Draws him up to the roost and eats the person.
Okay, so I think that is kind of like a chestnut. You know how like those will have like a shell that's like pointy, and then like the inside will be like a ball. I think this might be a grass something.
They've got that one like lycanthrope Pokemon.
Yeah. That's a lot like
a
that.
day-night thing going on.
Okay,
I think this is the night one to the ball-tailed cat.
All right, so ball-tailed cat.
Night version. It's a grass type.
Yes.
Yeah. The Dingmall is very similar, and Dingmall is a branch evolution with the ball cat. I wonder if all three of these are related in some way.
A lot of the times, Pokemon will have like males will evolve one way or females will evolve the other.
Ooh, yeah.
What if not even genders? Like it could be like Wurmple, where it's just like a personality value thing.
Yeah, or like a time of day. Too.
Or one of them could go between like the two different Dingmall ones.
Yeah,
Dingmall. And the other one can go just towards this one.
Another version of this where they're all the same. It's similar. Could be like an Eevee type thing. Like a Pokemon with a lot of different possible things to evolve into.
Yeah. Not quite as much as Eevee that it takes the thunder.
Yeah, it doesn't take the thunder of that. But maybe it's like just 3 different ways in this region.
All right, Slide Rock Bolter.
Slide Rock Bolter.
Why isn't it alphabetical?
It's 1910. I don't think they had the alphabet yet. This is Appendageless Leviathan. Save for 2 claw-like hooks that grapples itself atop Colorado slopes, awaiting anything on the bottom. After the hungry creature skids down the incline with its jaw wide open. It eats its prey. Momentum gained while traveling down the slope will carry it to a new one.
Feels like this is kind of a giant worm. Type thing.
It's a giant worm. The Leviathan makes me think it's a water type, but it's on land. That's the gimmick.
Yeah, so I don't think it's a water type. I think they're just using Leviathan to mean like big serpent.
Okay.
Lives in rocks.
Lives in rocks. Rock?
Lives in rock world, yeah.
Yeah.
Pure rock.
Pure rock. It's in the name.
Pure rock. It's also very big.
Yeah, it's huge.
I think this might be another one that blocks you.
Like a Snorlax.
Or could this be legendary, because it is big?
It's huge.
It's big, but I don't think it has the chutzpah to be a legendary.
I'm with you on that. It's just it's like a whale lord.
Yeah.
Like a land whale lord. Snallygaster.
Snallygaster, I know that one.
Dragon-like beast said to inhabit the hills surrounding Washington and the Frederick counties of Maryland. Yeah. It's a dragon. This
one's a dragon.
Dragon type. We haven't had one.
We haven't had a dragon type yet. Wait, hold on. So, history, 18th century. The area was settled by German immigrants beginning in the 1730s. Early accounts describe the community being terrorized by a monster called the Schneilergeist, meaning quick ghost in German.
Ooh.
The earliest incarnation mixed the half-bird features with the siren and the nightmarish features of demons and ghouls. The Snallygaster was described as half-reptile, half-bird with a metallic beak lined with razor-sharp teeth. Occasionally with octopus-like tentacles, it swoops silently from the sky to pick up and carry off its victims. The earliest stories claim this monster sucked the blood of its victims. 7-pointed stars, which reputedly kept the Snallygaster at bay, can be seen painted on local barns. 19th century, it has been suggested that the legend was resurrected in the 19th century to free frightened slaves. Now, if we check out the original Fearsome Creatures text, and we find the Snallygaster or Snolagoster.
Snallygoster and Snallygaster? Are you telling me that these are the same creature?
Yes.
I'll be danged. I'll be danged right to heck.
You will.
I'll be danged right to fucking heck.
You fucking will. Why are we so folksy this time?
I don't know. We weren't this folksy for Paul Bunyan.
Looks like this. It's like an alligator with no legs. It's got a propeller tail and a big spike in the middle with an impaled...
The propeller tail is so fun. No animal has that. Bony plates resembling a propeller of a steamboat. They revolve at a terrific rate. driving animals away with a torpedo boat.
Its appetite is only appeased by the eating of human beings. Now, reading this second paragraph, this is the part I was worried about with this whole adventure, actually. Mr. Inman F. Eldridge of DePhoenix Springs, Florida, while hunting for an outlaw African-American gentleman in the swamps, had a most unusual experience. He caught sight of the fugitive slave, I guess, dead and impaled on what first appeared to be a slender cypress knee, which presently began to move away. So this is also mentioned on Wikipedia how this legend was kind of resurrected to frighten fugitive slaves from running away.
So that stuff's baked in here.
Wait, the very reports of such a creature inhabiting the swamps would deter evildoers from venturing into these wild places to avoid their pursuers and escape justice. William?
Oh no,
William.
We were having such fun, William.
William, we were having so much fun. Why the fuck do you have to go and be a racist, William?
William, it's the year 1910. You should know better by now.
William, yes. Yes, you should, William. What the fuck is this? Like, are you... oh, God. I mean, fuck, William. You should have been in the barn with Booth, is all I'm saying.
The Snallygaster
is a dragon.
Yeah.
Let's ignore the part about how it eats slaves.
Yes.
Swamp place.
Swamp place.
Pseudo-legendary.
You're allowed to have a dragon type. Pseudo-legendary, though, yeah. Yeah, it's something that one of the Elite Four definitely has him on his party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the Snallygaster, I think, might be the water dragon.
Oh, I think they're the same thing. I don't know if we categorize them differently.
Oh, okay. I would personally do that, break them apart like that. So, okay, that's fine. I'll put them on the same one. Let's talk about Snipes real quick.
Snipes.
Yeah, Snipes. It's not your favorite Blade actor. It's right here.
Oh, their bird strengths, none of their bird weaknesses. Now, have you ever been on a snipe hunt? You were in Boy Scouts, right?
Yeah, I was. No, that's one of those, 7 arrows. No, that's not it. The snipe is a bird that you seek out in the wilderness.
The snipe is a regular shorebird. It is also a made-up animal that you hunt.
Oh, he looks adorable. He looks like Big Bird's little nephew.
Hello. Okay, a common bird occasionally seen but never yet caught. Legions of sharp-eyed young foresters, engineers.
Never yet caught.
Never yet caught.
Never yet caught.
Never yet caught.
That kind of goes against what we're doing here, isn't it?
Oh my god. This is a mythical
creature.
This is another mythical Pokemon.
Yeah, you see him all over the place.
This is event only, never been caught before.
Event only legendary Pokemon.
Yes.
What's his typing? Just flying?
Pure flying, yeah.
Snowsnake.
Life is like a hurricane here in Snake. Doesn't make sense.
Snake that only lives during the winter months.
Ice. Let me break the ice. All right.
Yeah, he's an ice type. He lives in the snow part of the world.
Pure ice.
I'm sure he's got a really cool, evolution.
Fucking guy, man. One of those Pokemons that's just a fucking guy.
All right. Let's talk about the Wasset a little bit. The snow Wasset, awaiting its prey to cross the snowy surface in the boreal zone. Just underneath the legless beast burrow, springs out from under, then pulls its victim in. It's been known to shed its light on... Every beast on this list does two things. It either drops something on you or pulls you away.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the thing that drops on you 9 times out of 10 is a rock on the end of a tail.
Yep.
Yeah, it just conks you out.
Honestly, they came up with 50 of these dang things,
You'd think there'd be less repetition.
Yeah.
Alright, Snow Wasset. It looks like this. It's kind of like Foxy. Maybe it's like an ice...
I'll say it is.
Ice something else.
Squatchalorette. Okay.
The Snow Wasset.
Okay, so this is some kind of a weasel type thing. I can tell because the scientific name looks like mustelid, but I'm too far away from your computer to read it, and my computer died during the last episode.
So, yeah, it's got a wintry pelt. It's barren grounds, wild creature.
Oh, when its hair turns green and it curls up in a cranberry marsh. Oh, it lives in cranberry marshes.
That's
Have
nice.
you ever been to a cranberry marsh?
No, I haven't.
I have. I've collected insects in New Jersey there. There's cranberries.
You think it might be an ice grass?
Yes.
With its cranberry affinity? Yeah.
They grow cranberries in water. That's an interesting fact about cranberries for you. Here's another. Helps prevent urinary tract infections. Eat your cranberries. Drink your cranberry juice. It's good for you.
Cran it up.
Cran it up.
A cran as hard as a craniodos.
Ladies, cran it up. especially. That's a thing I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, last 10.
We're on the last 10. How much
Last
time
10.
do we have left?
We got time to do last 10.
All right, we can finally afford to be funny again soon, everybody. Fucking talking about cranberry juice. Goddamn.
The Splinter Cat.
Splinter cat, a feline who, during thunderstorms, uses its rigid forehead to ram trees. Why did I say that sensually? I'm not sure. These trees contain its primary sources of food, raccoons and honey. Hell yeah, man. Raccoons and honey. That's what it's all about. High five. Yeah.
Raccoons and honey.
Raccoons and honey. Let's do this.
Splinter Cat eating raccoons and honey.
Again, so folksy.
Incredible speed and stiff forehead. So...
Definitely nose headbutt.
Nose headbutt, electric type.
Electric normal, so it gets stabbed for headbutt.
Ooh, that's perfect.
Or electric steel, so it gets stabbed for iron head.
Ooh, okay. I think it'd
Stab, same type ability bonus. Pokemon of the same type have moves of the same. Look, if you don't know what Pokemon is, you're fucking lost by now. We're breaking our necks at this pace, as they say in America.
I think it's definitely like a 2-step evolution.
Yeah,
like the first one's normal, the second one's like steel, iron head.
Okay, sure,
yeah. Yeah, something like that makes perfect sense. Cool.
Oh, our friend the Squonk.
Oh, the Squonk.
Let's take a deep breath. Okay, our friend the Squonk.
He's a sad creature.
He's a sad creature.
He melts when he's captured.
Definitely a water type.
He cries a lot. Water type. Is he a mythical Pokemon? Is he elusive? Or do you think he's just a regular common one?
He's very elusive, very hard to catch. I think he should have an ability where he, like you need to up his friendship within a certain time frame after you catch him, or he will disappear.
Oh, wow. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Up friendship or dies. That's what every kid wants. I'll name you Curly.
Just a pool of tears. All right.
Yeah, what's his role in the region? Were you saying like?
I think it's a legendary, and like you catch it as part of the main plot. To like you have to go and get like the nearest thing that ups friendship before it dissolves into a pool of tears.
Oh, so you built it into the story.
Yeah, or like the bad guys caught it. The bad guys caught it, and like they don't understand Pokemon friendship, and so
he melts away.
Yeah, and they don't understand why, and then it reforms
elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you have to catch it later after you beat the Elite Four or something.
Yeah. Okay. Is he the other person on the cover? Is it the Jersey Devil on his red version and then blue version Squonk?
It might be.
Maybe.
Honestly, that's a horrible choice for marketing, but maybe.
A creature so ugly that it cries itself to water. Okay, Swamp Augur.
The Swamp Augur.
Often mistaken for an old snag, is found in freshwater lakes. He carries a swivel proboscis, specially adapted to boring 3-inch holes in the bottom of boats, and will do this unless stopped.
Hey,
stop it.
Quit it. But his work can be easily halted either by tickling his snout or by sprinkling it with cayenne pepper. Either procedure will make the augur sneeze violently, which he hugely enjoys. Gets off on it. Weirdest fucker. And he will then hold his expectant nose tight in the hole until the boat can be beached. So it's like a fish that, I think it's a pure water type, and its role is it a goddamn freak.
Water freak. Water. Next.
Yeah, fuck this thing. All right, tea kettler.
Tea kettler.
Okay, a small vermin that makes a noise like a tea kettle.
I think this might be our regional rat.
Yes, this is a regional rat.
Small, stubbly-legged dog with ears of a cat. Yeah, this is your Rattata.
Yeah, this is your Rattata. This is your early rodent, and I think maybe the other one that we had as our early rodent that turns into a ghost.
Evolution?
I think that's an evolution of this.
Perfect.
And this is just a normal type.
Yeah, normal, as all the rats are.
As all the rats are.
Tote Road Shalmaga. Road Shalmaga.
Tote Road Shagamaw.
Shagamaw.
Tote Road Shagamaw. Tote Road Shagamaw.
Tote Road Shagamaw. Tote Road Shagamaw. Tote Road Shagamaw.
Tote Road Shagamaw. Tote Road Shagamaw. A Tote Road Shagamaw.
This is why we don't do two-parters. A northeastern bipedal beast with both hooves and paws.
Not funny at all. What are we?
That causes much confusion by swapping the two. It causes confusion by swapping his paws and...
Oh, you can't follow it. Sometimes it's a moose, sometimes it's a bear. Oh my gosh.
While traveling, leaves behind tracks that abruptly switch from moose to a bear to vice versa.
Tote
Mo-
road, Shagamaw. Tote road, Shagamaw. Be quiet about it. Tote road, Shagamaw. Tote road, Shagamaw. Alright, well, this was lovely. Let's just skip to the next one. I don't fucking care.
He's a human-shaped weird guy. He's like an Electabuzz. Who cares?
He's like an Electabuzz. Who cares? And his type is, let's just give him the most interesting possible type. He's a ghost dragon.
Tree squeak. Sounds adorable, doesn't it?
It does. Watch it, like, eat your sternum. Just the sternum is the fucked up part. Where are you, Tree Squeak?
Where are you, Tree Squeak?
We need you now. All right. Some folks will claim that the mating call of the Tree Squeak is just a dry tree lodged in a school marm.
But we old boys know better. Sound is made by an untrustworthy animal, still quite common in North Woods. Built something like a weasel, with the same nice, friendly disposition. He is chameleon-like and can wrap himself around a tree trunk, matching the bark exactly.
Ooh.
Sometimes aggressive, but only after a long, dry spell. Variety of calls: whine like a panther, squeal like a young pig. Yeah, classic Pokemon. The Tree Squeak.
And sometimes a roar like a bunch of canyon crackers at a shotgun wedding. This is one of those times where we got a little insight into William Cox's life. Look for him out on windy days along towards sundown. Again, very similar to our Bigfoot episode, honestly, where we learn about, like, a weird prejudice that this guy has, and also just a...
He's just a crazy dude.
He's just a crazy dude that wants to have sex with some kind of animal.
Do you think this might be our grass starter?
Oh, shit, we have not even remotely considered
Not even a
starters.
little bit, no.
No, okay, yes, this is our grass starter.
Cool.
Squeaky little grass boy, the chameleons.
Yeah.
He's got that color change ability, like Kecleon.
Which is interesting to have on your as a starter.
Yeah, they don't really have special abilities usually. Whatever.
Oh,
right.
Maybe it's like the hidden ability that you can get if you hack the game.
Yeah.
All right.
Trepadero.
Trepadero. I'm trepidatious about this one. Californian beast native of the foothill forests. Its most prominent feature is extendable tripod-like legs and a blowgun-like mouth. Latter fills with balls of clay to shoot out its game. So, balls of clay, ground type. It's a tripod creature.
I love that Christian rock band. Balls of Clay.
So he looks like this. It's a horrible thing.
He looks shitty.
Yeah.
Just a shitty animal. Ground type.
He's the one of the ground types that you fight at like on Victory Road, and you're like, I'm not catching this thing.
Yeah, that exactly.
One of those Victory Road losers.
Victory Road loser. Man, can that be an album name?
Yeah.
The Loser on Victory Road. That's my album. I'm calling it now.
All right. Last four. Wampus Cat.
This one seems pretty good.
Yeah. It's one of the many cats in this game.
A large phantom panther that varies widely in appearance, ranging from frightful to comical depending on the reason. It's got the largest Wikipedia picture I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's catching an eagle in this one by what's it doing with his arms? It's like some kind of like a pickup tool. It's some kind of like Seussian device, this Wampus.
Please, let's not just guess, let's read.
Yeah, okay, coming up.
Also, J.K. Rowling stole this one, but, no transphobia here. This is very Seussian.
Very Seussian.
Which is weird, because this predates Dr. Seuss by decades upon decades.
Yeah. If the Wampus is hungry, he devours the prey, feathers, beak, and all. If his mood is playful, he extracts the tail fan only and releases the bird. When an eagle approaches, the strange arm that it has shoots out with astonishing speed and direction. The eagle is caught and reeled in. This, again, classic Pokemon. What is this thing? It's like a phantom panther, right? I want to say like psychic steel, because it's just weird and contraption-like. It's like a fairy type thing?
It's pretty fairy-like, honestly. Fairy steel?
Fairy steel. Give Klefki some, like, company, goddammit.
Yeah.
No one wants to play with a freaking key ring.
Do you want to call this a legendary? Might be like one of those legendaries where you're like, they make too many legendaries.
Yeah, the legendary that you don't want.
Yeah. The legendary your mom warned you about. By the way, I want to make that my Twitter bio.
The legendary your mom warned you about.
Transgender atheist socialist scientist, the girl Fox News warned you about.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wapaloosie.
Wapaloosie.
A petite varmint of the Northwest, distinguished by its ability to scale substantial heights. An ability it retains even after being made into a pair of mittens.
Well, that's sad.
It's like a magic item in D&D. You know, it's a creature that you craft. Looks like this.
Oh, it's a little mouse.
It is a little mouse that climbs stuff. Is this the early rodent?
This is the early rodent.
Oh man, we messed up.
Oh, we fucked up.
Yeah, it is an early rodent. The tea kettler's
You
the
know
other
what?
one. Oh, yeah,
Like, you know how there's like Rattata and Centret on the Johto route?
You think it's like a centret,
Just
like another rodent.
It's just another early rodent. Normal.
No.
It doesn't. It's a mouse that climbs stuff. It is not anything important at all.
Whiffenpoof.
Whiff and poof.
Oh, Whiffenpoof.
Sometimes called the gilly-galoo fish, a tasty fish found only in perfectly round lakes. Hence, quite rare to catch him. Row to the exact center of the lake, using the hog yoke to determine position. I thought that word couldn't be pronounced much more silly. Hog yoke. And bore a square hole in the water. What? Alright. Bait the edge of this hole with a bit of cheese, preferably Brie, Stilton, Leinenkranz, or best of all, Limburger. The Whiffenpoof will quickly scent the bait and come for it. When he emerges, spit tobacco juice in his eye.
Just right in his eye.
This will make him so swell with rage that he won't be able to withdraw into the hole, and you can easily net him.
Is this our evolution?
Water fairy.
Water fairy. It's what the crappy waterfish evolves into.
Yes.
Yes, this is like the Milotic.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's water fairy because it's got very specific kind of rituals, and also it lives in water.
Perfect.
Evolution of fur-bearing trout.
And finally, at last, the Whirling Wimpus.
The Whirling Wimpus.
Whirling. Is a fiend of the Cumberland Mountains.
That spins so rapidly it becomes undetectable save for a buzzing sound. In this manner, it awaits a victim. When the two come into contact, its prey instantly becomes a syrup, which the Wimpus feeds upon.
What? That's one of those messed up entries, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it just turns children into syrup. You know, they slurp them all down. You can see a little Tasmanian devil cloud that he is. From the hardwood forests of the Cumberland Mountains, Tennessee, comes a rumor of an animal called the Whirling Wimpus, the existence of which may throw some light on the fate of those who fail to come back to camp. According to woodsmen who have been looking timber in East Tennessee, the Wimpus is a bloodthirsty creature of no mean proportion. It has a gorilla-shaped head, body, and enormous front feet. It is a unique method of obtaining food is to station itself upon a trail, generally at the bend of it in a trail where it whirls. The speed increases until the animal is invisible, and the motion produces a strange droning sound seeming to come from the trees overhead. Any creature coming along the trail and not recognizing the sound is almost certain to walk into danger zone and become instantly deposited in the form of syrup and varnish upon the huge paws of the Wimpus.
You know, this is one of those ones where it fails my D&D monster test, personally, which is the dark alley test, where if I saw it in a dark alley, would my reaction be like, oh no, or how interesting, or most commonly, who gives a fuck? This would fail that test. I'm going to say pure flying, and its role is stop wasting my time. Good, we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. We
categorized
we caught them all.
We caught them all. Every one of these Lumberwoods are now in our entries. I want to say that
we have a complete Pokedex for this frontier region.
There is a lot of stupid, dumb gimmick Pokemon in here that is not unlike a game.
Yes.
Yes, no. You see like a Kecleon on the road and like, what is that thing?
Or like a Spinda.
And you fish up a Quillfish and you're like, who's this guy?
I love Quillfish.
I know.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
Except for, several others, but I like him more than anyone else does.
They've got parallels, they've got some dumb ones. Do you have any favorites of these lots saying that ring true to you? Personally, I really like the Pikachu clone idea of the Sand Squink.
Oh, that's good, that's good. Of all of these, I gotta say, first off, I think there's a Wampus Cat and Toma Beast that's much better. The Hodag, the Jackalope, the Squonk, and the Jersey Devil are all, good enough.
They're the stars of the show.
They're the stars of the show. They're clearly the best ones.
Let me put it this way. There's enough content here for a Pokemon region. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
This frontier-based region. You know the motto for Philadelphia is Philadelphia Manteo? Let brotherly love endure. Mm-hmm. I think we call the region the Manteo region.
Manteo. Lots of trees. Lots of... I want to... My brain is like, all right, what's the professor's name? Because it's all trees anyway.
Professor Man.
We break like the 30-year trend.
Yes.
Professor Man is here. And he gives out starters.
Professor Bunyan. He's either the professor or he's the champion.
Oh, but Bunyan has to...
He's the champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
George Washington is one of the Elite Four.
Well, it's tough because you want, The Paul Bunyan, like, woodsman type. I could see that filling every single role in this game. Mm-hmm. I could be gym leaders, professors, rivals. Pokemon, yeah. Can't you picture like a giant one that like it's like Paul Bunyan inspired? Are there any types that you didn't see a lot of in this one?
True to your word, not a lot of fire. Mm-hmm. Do we have any fire?
I think we have like one or two. The Funeral Mountain Terra Shot is a fire. I think that's it. I think we made a real Sinnoh region here. No fires.
Maybe some of these might evolve into something a little more fiery.
Mm-hmm. As we said, a lot of these are just one like piece of an evolutionary chain.
Yeah.
And can go in a bunch of different directions.
All right, so we learned how to be a Pokemon master in 1910.
You know what? How to deal with these Pokemon. Honestly, they have a lot of like hints and tricks to them. Mm-hmm. More so than real Pokemon catching in like the games.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just throw balls at them. They're usually like, bring alcohol to ward him away. Draw a 7-pointed star, which I that's woodsy and I like it.
Yeah. Final rating place?
Yes. After evaluating his work as a whole,
we can't rate William T. Cox. I'm not going to rate him because it's just.
In that case, let's who should we rate of this list?
Which one do you like the least? And of the one you like the most, how many of the least would you rank it? So, like, for example, I like the Jersey Devil the most, I think. I think he's very cool, and we didn't get into him, but he's going to be an episode at some point. That's happening, folks. I am going to rank him 100 Whirling Wimpuses out of a maximum of 120.
My favorite one of this lot is the Funeral Mountain Terror Shot. Mm-hmm. I think that the lore behind him is really cool.
Yeah.
And that kind of creeping coffins like walking on the horizon of a desert sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
I love it. It's very awesome. My least favorite is easily the Tote Road Shagamaw.
Tote Road
Shagamaw. Tote Road Shagamaw. I've no time for him in my life. He's just a dude. He's walking, he's hanging out, and he doesn't deserve my attention.
We made him Ghost Dragon in an attempt to make him interesting at all.
I would give the Funeral Mountain Terror Shot like an 8 out of 10. That's my life.
8 Shagamaws out of 10.
I think one of these days I may condense what we've discovered in this video into a wonderful Pokemon essay.
I think so.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential in this region.
Yeah, and that would certainly be the most interesting content to come out of this.
I mean, thank you for joining us for our episode 50 and 51 special.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun.
You can join us in the fun on our website, findingmonsterright@gmail.com. None of that made sense. It is 10 o'clock. I have to work tomorrow. I just did this shit for 2 hours. Fuck this. I'm going to bed.